after we were sworn in. We inherited pending bills amounting to 64 billion from the previous administration, Mr. Chair. And immediately we inherited these bills, Mr. Chair. By then we had not put systems in place. We had so many challenges, so many difficulties, Mr. Chair. Various debtors took us to court to seek for garnishee orders, which were granted to various debtors. Our money was being taken from our commercial bank accounts at source. So we put a spirited fight in court, Mr. Chair. And we successfully set aside some of these garnishee orders, because I remember very well I was a senator of this House. There was an amendment to Government Proceedings Act that was moved by Senator Mutula Kilonzo, which was accepted to by the President, that there is no government that is supposed to be garnished by any debtor, by anybody. Because of that effort, Mr. Chair, we managed to set aside some of these garnishee orders. Just a brief example, in the basis of time, Mr. Chair, there was a garnishee for 150 million by a company called Monica, White Case number 704 of 2017. We managed to stop this. It was reduced from the 64 billion pending bills. We had another one, Mr. Chair, from various lawyers. For instance, law firm of Tom Ojienda, which was active in the previous administration, Mr. Chair, had various bills amounting to 300 million. In one of the cases, we managed to bring down, after putting a spirited fight in court, the case of 74 billion was reduced to 200,000. Others were reduced to lower figures from the claims which were raised in court. It is because of this reason, Mr. Chair, that we went back to court as a county government, myself being the second petitioner in case number 11 of 2017, whereby we sought for a moratorium order staying all these pending bills totaling to 64 billion. We were successful, Mr. Chair. The High Court granted us order in petition number 17 of 2017, 11/2017, whereby I was an applicant, second applicant, and we sued the Attorney General. So the case before Justice Mativo, we were given the blanket order staying all these pending bills of 64 billion. After this, Mr. Chair, we formed what we call a pending bills committee, and the chairmanship of PLO Lumumba, co-chair was Eric Mutua. We audited all our pending bills, Mr. Chair, and on completion of this scrutiny of these pending bills, our bills were reduced from 64 billion to 23 billion, Mr. Chair. And we have that report from the pending bills committee. We would like to submit to this committee to table that particular conclusion by the pending bills committee. Then the same was forwarded, Mr. Chair, to the Auditor General, who after a further audit reduced the same bills, the bills which were found to be eligible, Mr. Chair, to 11.7 billion. From 23 billion, it was reduced to 11.4 billion. I think you have those figures before you, Mr. Chair. And eligible bills were around another 11 billion, Mr. Chair. And Mr. Chair, so far we have made some efforts. Out of the eligible bills of 11.7 billion, recently we managed to clear around 4.1 billion. Pending bills to suppliers for goods and services, we cleared 2.1 billion. That was on the 6th of November this year, Mr. Chair. Then KRA also took another 2 billion, making it a total of 4.1 billion from the initial 11 billion, which was lowered by the Auditor General. So this is some of the efforts as a government that we have made in clearing these pending bills. Unfortunately, some of these cases, some of these figures were not captured by the controller of budgets. However, Mr. Chair, the national government owes us a sum of Kenya shillings 336 billion, Mr. Chair. Money is money, Mr. Chair. Pesa ni pesa. Ile wanatudai inakuwa pesa. Ile sisi tunawadai inakuwa makaratasi. And Mr. Chair, Article 96 empowers the Senate to protect the interests of the counties apart from oversight responsibilities that you have. And I do recall at some point I appealed to the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency the President. He summoned the former CS Treasury, the PS Treasury, Honorable Thuge. We factored in all the debts which we inherited, and there was a document that was drafted by Treasury. The document was called Nairobi City County Financial Recovery Plan, where Treasury highlighted all our debts, all our pending bills. At some point even Treasury, Mr. Chair, was ready to release some part of this money, around 8 billion, to address this issue. This was around 24th April 2018, and I'll table this document, Mr. Chair, as evidence. And I remember by then, Mr. Chair, we had not put some mechanisms, some systems in place. So I appealed to the President that this money ikiletwa at that time, tulikuwa tuna risk to lose this money to the cartels. So what did we do? We drafted another document. We have some formula of having a debt swap. For instance, the debts which we were supposed to pay, Mr. Chair, we were supposed to remit a sum of Kenya shillings 4 billion to KRA, 470 million to NSSF, 565 million to KPLC. We had an overdraft of 800 million from Cooperative Bank. This was cleared at source. Cooperative Bank took this money contrary to the Constitution and Public Finance Management Act on source. So this is a wrong figure which is even not supposed to be there, but this 800 million is already cleared. So the total, if I may put it, statutory bills was supposed to be 8 billion. But it seems that there has been a communication breakdown, Mr. Chair, between the Treasury and various government agencies. Because if this document was communicated to KRA, KCB, and all other government agencies ambayo tuko na pesa yao, they would have factored in this document, Mr. Chair, because this is our money, the national government owes us. Even before the President gave a directive, an executive directive to the counties to clear pending bills, we had made an effort of clearing these pending bills, Mr. Chair. In my first month in office, Mr. Chair, in 2017, we are the first county, Mr. Chair, to form the pending bills committee. And Mr. Chair, kwa streets of Nairobi, the culture which is there, if you want to pay a pending bill, it was there during my predecessor's time. If a contractor passed with 10%, the following day, he gets his payments effected from the bank. This was 64 billion pending bills, Mr. Chair. If I wanted to make money to be part and parcel of the cartels, I could have received the 6 billion up from 10% and paid the 64 billion. But because Nairobi is bigger than Governor Sonko, we decided to go to court. And what happened after the court ruling, Mr. Chair? The pending bills of 64 billion was reduced to 23 billion. Meaning, tulishaidia pesa ya umma over 40 billion, Mr. Chair. So this is a very big effort, a move forward, which we made with my government, Mr. Chair. So we tabled the petition before the High Court, the moratorium order, then the pending bills committee, which was formed in early 2017, chaired by PLL Mumba and Eric Mutua, we shall table. Also, Mr. Chair, wish to table a document from Treasury named Nairobi City County Financial Recovery Plan, dated 24th April 2018, signed by Principal Secretary, National Treasury, PS Thuge, which highlighted all the pending bills, Mr. Chair, all the statutory claims, but we're just tabling the summary of the pending bills committee executed by PLL Mumba and Eric Mutua. Generally, so we shall table, what is this?
Judgment reducing.
The judgment reducing one of the sensitive pending bills claims by Salima, the Nishinga our bank, Cooperative Bank, wanted to take this money at source, but we fought against this. We have a ruling in our favor. The 600 million claim was also set aside by court.
That's right.
Another that is she for 90 million against us from a claimant in Jenga. This was quashed from the initial 60 billion because some of our debtors they were just supplying air, getting fake delivery notes, rushing to court. So we went and challenged that. This is my case number 63 of 2017, my first month in office, Mr. Chair. We are also tabling, Mr. Chair, this is of time, another legal claim by a lawyer called Oswewe, a claim from 33 million, which was reduced to 200,000. Another claim by Omani Advocate from 800 million, which was reduced to 1.2 million, Mr. Chair. Another claim also by lawyer Ogenda, which was various claims as I mentioned earlier, 40 million, 60 million, 70 million, reduced 200,000, 300,000, and 200,000 respectively. We also tabling these documents, Mr. Chair. The moratorium ruling by the High Court, I've mentioned that one, I don't have to repeat it. And even in some cases, Mr. Chair, we were forced to arraign some of our officers in the legal department because they used to go to rush to court and consent for payment of fictitious claims, fictitious figures, without the consultation of my office. Some consents were granted by the court. Vide case number 280 of 2018, one of the various companies. A good example, a company called Kiango General Stores. They got a consent order which was entered between this company and my officers behind my back of I think 60 million was awarded by court. We put up a spirited fight in court, Mr. Chair, challenged this decision. The same was set aside by the High Court, by the same case. And the officers involved, Mr. Chair, inherited from the previous government, including the former county attorney, former legal officers, were charged in court. Case number, I've got the charge sheet here with me, court file number 82, 829-18, and police file number is here, OB number 152. They're all charged and the matter is still pending, criminal case is still ongoing, because they were just consenting payments with previous suppliers without the consultation of the government. These are some of the efforts we put in place previously to secure these public funds, Mr. Chair.